See, Travis, you brought a very big Floridian group of people here on this webinar, I see. That's where you're like a magnet.
I'm also from Florida, down here in Boca, and I'll tell you what, there's only been like 3 or 4 days where you actually enjoy being in Florida, and today's one of them. It's just one of those days where the weather's been amazing, so had some luck there. But although I'm pretty jealous of all the Liverpools and the South Africas and all that. I gotta get out more.
You really do have to get out more. Florida's a great place, but it's I never forget Boca Raton. We drove into Boca Raton, I don't know, it was like 7, 8 years ago. I drove from Montreal. I was crazy then as I am now. We drove 25 hours straight with a half-an-hour pit stop in New Jersey to get some gas. And there's a wait of half an hour. So we wanted to get to Disney World. We stopped off in Boca for the night, so we had some friends there. And we get out the car, my son says, "Is this heaven?" You know, we're watching the Field of Dreams. So everything looked so perfect as I did it, the grass and the trees. Anyway, very nice location. All right, guys, we are about to get started. Before we do get started, Travis, perhaps can you just encapsulate in like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, what is the big thing that people are going to get out of this training and why we so much wanted you to be part of this training today?
Yeah, so I think that in today's world of internet businesses, I think that the biggest problem that I've seen both from members that I've taught to even myself has been, consistently getting high return on investment traffic, and just to kind of sort of poll the audience that we've got here. How many of you guys feel like, put a me in the box, just type me, if you feel like being able to generate relatively effortless traffic that can turn into a high ROI and can generate leads for you, type me into the box if that's something that, if that's the worst that you get out of this, that you'd be pretty excited about it. Because I think that ultimately at the end of the day, that's sort of what really makes or breaks online success. You can have, nowadays creating all these assets is pretty easy. You can create a store. You can build a little niche website. You can try to promote affiliate products. It really doesn't matter what you want to do. At the end of the day, after you've decided what you want to do, what you're going to have to ask yourself is, okay, so how am I going to do it? And so a while back, actually now it's been about 15 months ago, me and my team set out for a way that it could make my life easier by generating traffic easier. And I'll get into more about like my background and whatnot, but essentially what we want to be able to do is take the difficulty of generating traffic and promoting offers, whether it's affiliate or Shopify or whatever, and make it to where you can actually start generating traffic very easily, very quickly, and traffic that actually cares about what you are promoting or the message that you have. So hopefully that, and then also I think the next most important thing is it takes advantage of something that as of right now is the future of marketing. It's something that even just those of you guys who follow the tech world, you probably know that Mark Zuckerberg just had a large announcement at his F8 conference, and some of the announcements that he made directly affect most marketers, but they don't know it yet. So we'll actually be showing you guys some stuff that we actually predicted that this would happen, and we have some serious traffic methods that take advantage of all that. So I think it revolves around traffic, and I'll be showing you guys some sort of insider shots. And I think I'm probably one of the only people who does this on a frequent basis, where I'm actually going to take you guys inside my affiliate accounts, inside some of the stores that I've helped grow to multiple 5 figures, and show you guys even some of the ads that we've done and how we've been able to do it. So that's sort of the goal of what we're hoping to achieve today.
Well, that's absolutely awesome, guys, and there's a reason why we wanted Travis to be here. Okay, we're about to get started. Just make sure that, again, we'll focus on this, because Travis is going to be doing a walkthrough. You're going to be looking inside his business. It's like he's not going to just tell you what to do and how you should do it, but he's actually going to invite you inside the business as if you're sitting by his side. That was the thing that we felt was really unique about this. It's just an open door into the mind and into what a top marketer is doing to get great results. And the beauty of this, Travis, is that this is completely newbie friendly. If someone hasn't yet managed to drive traffic, someone hasn't yet managed to generate sales or wants to increase those sales, supposing they're completely new to this arena, to the type of traffic you're referring to, anyone can do this, can't they? And that's, I think, is what makes this exciting. Anyway, guys, we are about to get started. Travis, are you able to make your screen full screen?
Yeah, I believe that we are set and ready to go here. I just wanted to...
Yeah, oh, there you go. All right, guys. So let me hand it over to Travis. I'm going to be here and looking at the questions and interacting with you guys. Looking forward to this, Travis. The floor is yours, my friend.
Appreciate it. Well, I'm pretty excited to be able to share this with you guys. And as Barry had mentioned, if some of you guys are not as familiar with or as practiced at generating traffic, or maybe you're relatively new to the entire make money online sort of space, doesn't matter where you're at in that entire spectrum. You could be a six-figure earner, or you could literally have no idea where you're going to start, but you want to. And what we're going to show you today is not only going to make sense, it's going to demystify a lot of things that maybe you already thought you knew, and then on top of that, really make it just super easy for you guys to be able to achieve some stuff online. So in a very short term. So look, my objective is very clear. I get super jacked up, and I'm going to show you guys later. I get just jacked up when I see other people make money. I'll even show you guys a Facebook post that, no joke, I just posted today that was referring to somebody else making some money. So I'll show you guys that here soon. But let me just see a hell yeah for everybody who wants to make 2016 your best year yet by getting you more traffic, more leads, and more sales. And for those of you guys who realize that if you could get more traffic, leads, and sales, that it would absolutely be your best year yet. So I see everybody, yeah, John, Judith, Mark, Irma, Jasper, Fernando, everybody's all about it. Jules, I like your approach. Heavens, yes, that's also a very, very good approach. Awesome, awesome. So I'm glad that you guys are excited, because I'm excited. This is all about traffic, leads, and sales. So just do me one quick favor. If you could, put the phone on silent, shut the door, any distractions that you might have in the background. Look, we've already seen Kobe Bryant's last game last night. You don't have a soccer game until later if you guys are in England. This is like the perfect time. So let's just focus in and make sure that you guys are paying attention, because some of the stuff, we might go a little fast, and I don't want you guys missing any of it and then having to ask questions that we just covered. So let's stay on top of it. Okay, so who is this guy? That's actually obviously me. I'm an affiliate and traffic generation specialist and a consultant in multiple different six-figure companies. I have over $25 million in online sales under my belt, whether it's been with launches that I've been a part of myself, whether it's been software programs, whether it's been training systems, or actually helping other people make money for themselves. So that's been pretty exciting. Then I made 6 figures my first 30 days online. That's something I like to hang my hat on. So I will say this. It wasn't my first 30 days ever hearing about internet marketing. It was my first 30 days from that time that I took the leap of faith and said, I'm good at this. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to put the faith in myself, and I actually made $105,000 in November of, I think it was 2005 or 2006. So then after that, I have consulted for people at $15,000 packages. One of the largest affiliate networks in the world actually used to send me their new vendors. Whenever they would have a new vendor come on board, they would send me their new vendor for me to help them get traffic and sales to their programs. And I've also created and sold 15 information products and software products to over 100,000 customers. And I believe as of last week we checked, I think we're in 105 countries overall. So some awesome reach. We've helped a lot of people make a lot of money. And the technique that you guys are going to see today is sort of the latest and greatest, and a lot of people aren't even up to speed on this one yet. So it's going to be pretty awesome. And yes, Tim, this is definitely live. I can see some of your guys' comments. I'll try to keep up to pace with them as we go. But All right, so we're going to jump right in here, guys, and want to focus on the key essentials that are holding you back right now. And I know that everybody here is going to have an opinion on what they think is holding them back, but I guarantee you right now that you're going to have one of these three problems. So do me a favor, type an A into the box if generating traffic is tough for you right now. If you feel like that's something that's holding you back, if you feel like that's something that maybe you don't even understand, or if traffic seems to be a problem for you, you can't send, when I say traffic, I mean you're having a tough time sending visitors to websites and making affiliate commissions. I see everybody here is at least in the A category, and I totally expect that. Now, listen, I want you to know, we're going to solve that today very quickly. Now, let me see, as the answers continue to scroll in here, let me see some Bs for those of you guys who feel like your problem is maybe you understand traffic, but you have no email list, so you can't get any sort of recurring income from that. You have bad funnel design, so you're not quite sure how to generate sales once you send traffic. Maybe you're sending them to the wrong place. And no recurring business, meaning you're not making any money on autopilot month after month. Now, just do me a favor. Put a B and an exclamation point if that sounds like something that you'd like. Either A, an email list that can continuously generate revenue for you, whether you are sleeping, whether you are working full-time or whatever, or if you'd like a good the understanding of how a funnel is supposed to work, or lastly, B with an exclamation point if you would really like a recurring business where you don't actually have to even supply any products, but you would very much like to make recurring monthly revenue on products that you sell one time, and you continuously make money off of that. So I see a ton of B exclamation points, which is great. We got Nick, Catherine, Jack, Juliet, Mark, Ron, Steven, Diane, great, awesome, awesome. Sean, Michelle, Lori, Ernie, A, awesome. So lastly, I want to make this a point because I think a lot of people overlook this. So let's say you solve A, right? You start generating traffic. You understand how to generate traffic. At the end of this training, you're going to know how to generate traffic. Then B, you've got no list, bad funnel design, or no recurring business. We're going to solve all of those as well. So here's the last problem that may hold you up in making a good long-term recurring 6 and 7 month style of income, or 6 and 7 figure income, is no reliable marketing tools to help grow your business. Here's a problem that people overlook very often. They think, well, I want to be able to generate as much as possible by spending as little as possible. And here's the thing. That can work in some instances, but I will tell you this. Do you think that Apple, who builds a multi-billion-dollar business, does so without reliable tools that they can lean on to do a lot of analytic, to do a lot of, to track all their information? And so I got to thinking a couple of years back, and I was like, man, you know, one of the big problems that I see out there is, and I want to see you guys do me a favor and put absolutely in the box if you understand this. You get access to a program that teaches you how to do a couple of things, but it's just hard to implement on your own, right? Put a absolutely in the box if that sounds like something that you're familiar with, where maybe it's not even that hard to implement, but like it just takes time. And a lot of us, we don't have as much time as maybe we would like. And the entire idea of doing this online business is to be able to get our time back. And so, you know, throwing all of our time into trying to build this new endeavor isn't always the best option. So I realized a while back that there's just a lack of reliable tools that can help grow your business without needing you to sort of baby and handhold. So we're also going to cover all of those. So just actually real quick, one last question for you guys. If you could please put a yes in the box if you are familiar with email marketing systems like GetResponse, Aweber, MailChimp. Okay, so it looks like almost everybody is. So that's an example of a reliable marketing tool that helps you grow. Infusionsoft, SendLane, absolutely everybody here has a little understanding with that. Basically, those systems allow you to collect email addresses and then send emails to those addresses in bulk. So you can send a bunch of emails at one time. And that is one of the, if not the primary way to make money on the internet, is to send emails to people who are interested prospects. So we'll be explaining that here in a little bit. But these are what I've laid out to be the keys to generating long-term profitable businesses, and I want to demystify all of this for you right now. So as you guys can see here, this is just a couple of screenshots because I wanted to show you that I know a thing or two about generating traffic. On the left there, you can see I've sent 270,000 clicks through Facebook ads, and at about a penny per click on average. Some go up, some go down, but my average per click is 1 cent. Do me a favor and put me in the box if that's something that just by itself you want to know how that's done. So we've got Stephanie, Rico, Carol, Mario, Marion, everybody. So I'm going to do everybody here the solid favor of actually soon logging into my Facebook account and literally showing you what this is going to, how I was able to actually do this. And then we've got here, when I implemented the same strategies, I was able to generate 660 conversions. I'll show you guys more about this whole system here in a little bit, but in 15 days, I did over 45,000 clicks and 660 new leads. How many of you guys, now let me just see again, put a 2 in the box if you are interested in figuring out how you can drive 660 new interested prospects into autoresponders, into any sort of lead management tool where you can then sell them whatever products that you have, and they're interested people. So I want to also mention this. This was when I was testing out a certain system and a certain method. You will see my results have gone up 5 times on this conversion percentage. My conversion percentage on average is around 11 to 12% now. So it's just an example of, this is one of those things that you can actually tell is real because this was when I started. You can see the daily traffic flow, and then it just kind of blew up. So I want to be able to show you guys exactly how we're doing this using some pretty cool viral and social trends. And then also, I think ultimately one of the most important things for all of you guys to know is that I know a thing or two about generating sales. It's you know, pretty much the most important part of all of this is being able to generate sales so that you can eventually get that time back. So on the left, there's one affiliate program you'll see, and I will log into this live here, guys, so you don't worry about that. An affiliate program here where I even had a week of $10,000, and I'm going to show you one of the weeks where I actually had $59,000 paid to me in 1 week. And so you can see over here a couple of days where I made almost $10,000. I think it might have been over, like just over 10 grand. In a Warrior Forum promotion that I did. This little red box is pretty funny and pretty special. I'll be sharing more with you guys about that. This was how I made $2,887 in December while I was on vacation in Hawaii, and not even kidding, I did not pay attention to this system for even a single day. I just set it and forget it, and by the end of the month, actually this was 27 days through the month, I had $2,887. And I will show you guys inside of all of those systems. And then down here at the bottom, do me a favor and put a 1 in the box if you have a Shopify business or if you're looking to grow a Shopify business. I'd be interested to know how many of you guys have a store, are looking to create a store, or even know much about it. So just do me a favor and put a 1 if that's you. Got a good amount of 1s, which is great. That's really cool because some of the strategies that I'm going to be showing you guys, I realized just a few months ago that it was really cool to cross over into Shopify. I'm not really a Shopify guy myself, but as you can see down here, I actually helped a friend of mine who went to my gym use these same strategies, and she did $2,500 in 30 days in her store. And I'm going to show you guys how she's still generating revenue almost on a daily basis, and she's done over $11,000 in sales using these strategies. So how many of you guys are excited about that one by itself? Put a 2 in the box if you're really looking forward to see how to generate over 5 figures with Shopify stores and the strategy that I'm going to show you guys. And here's the real kicker. That Shopify income was all using free traffic. I'm going to show you guys exactly how we did it, so make sure you pay attention. So here's what we're going to cover. I'm going to show you guys how I drove 200,000 plus clicks for some as low as 1/10 of a penny per click. I'm going to show you how myself and my friend who goes to our gym, how we were quote-unquote legally hacking Reddit and Facebook for $2,500 a month in sales. And then how controlling your lead flow can make you $6,000 a month. I want you guys to just do me a quick favor, and I want you to really hone in on this one for a second, and I want you to listen. Okay, how many of you guys have been somewhere and you've seen an offer where a guy says, oh, you can make $30,000 in the next 2 weeks just like me? Put a 1 in the box if you've seen stuff like that. And maybe even you've maybe even bought into those programs because it sounds really great, right? Well, here's what I want to cover for you guys right now. This $6,000 a month that I'm talking about, I do not make $6,000 a month using this. I make in excess of $30,000 a month, and I would have no problem showing you guys that right now. What I am saying when I say this $6,000 a month, I am saying this is what I think you guys can do if you apply my method. And just do me a favor and say yes if you appreciate the fact that I distinguished what I meant with that fact, because I don't want you guys thinking, I don't want to be here and be that guy who's like, you guys can do exactly what I do and make $30,000 next week doing nothing. Because it's like, that's not realistic and that's not fair. Not fair to you especially. But I really think, based on previous information from people who are in your shoes, that $6,000 a month is not only a viable option, but it's something that's very close and at your fingertips. So I wanted to make that distinction. That is not me saying $6,000 a month as like the, oh, hey, holy grail. That's like the realistic, what I think you guys can actually do. And then lastly, I'm going to have you guys watch me create a campaign live. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, just do me one more favor. As you guys can tell, I'm huge on interaction. And so I want you guys to do me a favor and type I'm in into the chat box if you are ready to rock and roll and you guys want to hear all about this stuff. We are literally going to dive right in. I see everybody is just I'm in. That is awesome. Keep them coming. Love it when you guys are as excited about this stuff as I am, because I get super jacked up to show you guys. And I love the aha moments, and we'll get to those in a minute. Okay, so first big statistic here. There are 2.206 billion social users, which accounts for 30% of the planet. Now, I give you guys that information because I want to ask you a question now. How many of you realize that in order to have a successful business online, you need to be able to appeal to this 30% of the people who have 30% of the globe? Do me a favor and type me into the box if you realize that you need to be able to market to effectively this 30% of the planet. And I'll tell you this, even if you never reach the rest of the planet, this 2.206 billion social users is more than enough. Facebook itself accounts for almost half of that. So what we're going to be talking about today is how you can effectively get your products in front of people using social channels, using the funnel that we created, and another funnel that we sort of, we're going to show you guys that did $1.4 million in a month. So that's going to be pretty fun as well. And so I just want you guys to know that's the direction where we're going. We're going to show you guys how to actually take advantage of all of the social networks, which is where all the traffic is right now. So I say the future is here and it is bright. Facebook adds 500,000 new users every single day. This was a statistic that I found as recently as last year, which is 6 new accounts per second. Do me a favor and type wow into the box if you were surprised, because I was, to see that they still add 6 new accounts per second. And just based on the time that we're here, they've already added 1,000 new accounts, which I didn't think there was anybody left to add to Facebook. But apparently they're finding new people all the time. And we can even talk more in length about that later on. And so next statistic is native advertising is the fastest growing form of advertising on the planet. And this year it is set to reach $21 billion in ad spend. And now do me one favor. Type a 1 into the box if you know what native advertising is. Put a 2 if you don't know, and put a 3 if you've heard of it, but you're not sure what it is and you'd like for me to explain it. Let's see. So a lot of twos and a lot of threes. Awesome, awesome, cool. So I would actually prefer that you guys didn't know what it was. And so, Jules, even your understanding of it might be a little bit different than mine. So Jules said organic. Native advertising is not organic. Native advertising is advertising that is done in a way that feels like the normal experience on that platform. Now, that's gonna sound kind of complicated to some of you guys, but just imagine this. Facebook is right now the king of native advertising, and all of social media is adopting native advertising in a huge, huge way. And actually, this actually makes more sense than ever. Most of you guys probably saw or heard some of the updates from Facebook's F8 conference, one of which was the announcement of something called Instant Articles. Instant Articles is a new platform Facebook is releasing that allows articles to load inside of Facebook, and they load very, very fast. The only advertising that are on those pages, which is where the future of all business is going, the only advertising on those pages is native advertising. So it's ads that don't feel necessarily like ads, and we're going to cover a lot of that here soon. And so down here you can see Mark Zuckerberg. This is a cool quote. This was a website that where Mark Zuckerberg actually, well, from the movie The Social Network, the character says, you don't want to ruin the Facebook with ads because the ads aren't cool. And that's a huge, huge quote. How many of you guys, just do me a favor and put a 5 in the box if you agree that ads aren't cool and they just aren't going to work in the future? The way that you guys probably learned how to generate revenue online was get a product, advertise that product, sell that product. And that seems kind of simple, but the future is no longer going to be in that realm, because you're going to be one of the, I want to say, like dying dogs if you're in that space where you think that just advertising product is the future. And so if you're a little like, I don't know what's going on yet, don't worry, I'm totally going to clear all this stuff up. I just wanted to lay the groundwork for those of you guys who maybe understand it a little bit. We are going to completely demystify native advertising, and just here's the best thing. How many of you guys, do me a favor, type a 1 in the box if you agree that Facebook is the leader in native advertising, which means advertising that doesn't quite look like ads. When the CEO of the company says ads aren't cool, and you know that ads aren't the way of the future, I think everybody here can agree, and I'm seeing a lot of ones, that Facebook is the king of native advertising. And we are going to show you exactly how you can fall into that category and still advertise products, which is a really, really fun, cool way to get super cheap targeted traffic. So here's exactly what I mean. So on the left here, you see how this says, do me a favor and just type yes into the box if you see that this is obviously this is an ad, right? Like this is an ad in that it says sponsored, it says suggested post. You guys all see that, right? Well, let me just ask you the next question of, does it feel like an advertisement? Look at what it says. 21 extraordinary destinations that will change your perception of reality. These incredible man-made and natural spots look like something straight out of Dolly's mom. Type a no into the box if it doesn't really come across as being an advertisement. And this, everybody's saying no. This is the exact definition of a native ad. This is an advertisement that looks like normal content, right? I'm trying to hopefully make sure you guys understand that, right? It leads you into, I want to learn more about this. And here's how effective native advertising actually is. Look at the bottom here. Now, there's 2 pieces of this post that amaze me. Number one, it straight up says it's sponsored. And yet we all look at it and it doesn't feel like an ad. And then down here, 688 likes and 280 shares. Let me just ask you a really quick question. How many of you guys, put a 0 in the box, if you thought 5 years ago or 6 years ago, if you never would have thought that you would be saying, I share advertisements almost every single day, or other people share my ads every day, right? Like that's not something that we're used to or accustomed to. Imagine going to your mailbox and you get one of those flyers that, you know, or how many of you guys probably always see these, the credit card sign up mails, right? You get a bunch of those, right? I'm sure everybody here, aside, I'm not the only one who gets a bunch of these. And how often are you, put absolutely not, or no, 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 would you ever take that and share that with a friend? Would you ever take one of those flyers that are in your mailbox and share it with a friend excitedly and say, hey, check this out? No, of course not. It lands in the garbage can. Some of you might even light them on fire or use them for your fireplace. Well, the new style of advertising gets so many shares, so many comments, so many likes because it doesn't feel like an ad. And there's a specific way that you guys can take advantage of this. And on the right here, you can see this ad on the left is an actual ad. This on the right is just a link to an article that I posted on Facebook that was getting a little bit of activity. And you can see they're pretty much almost identical. And so this is what a native ad is. If this is what normal content looks like on Facebook, and this is what Facebook makes as ads, you actually have an opportunity, if you know what you're doing, to make your ads look like content. Do me a favor and put a 5 in the box if you're like, okay, now I'm really feeling like I'm about to have a moment. I'm about to have one of those aha moments because we're going to show you how you can take anything on the internet and turn it into something like this as opposed to the current ads that you're probably running. Which this, and let me just see, put a 1 in the box if you agree, this is much more likely to get clicked on than your normal ad that you see. And I'm sure there's probably examples in your own head where you're like, yeah, I just saw an ad yesterday and I would never have touched it, but then I saw this article that was similar, and of course I clicked on that. So very, very important on this. And here's another example. Just wanted to show you guys some more of some ads. So you see here, what country should you try living in? Up here, it's sponsored, and it's already getting some activity. I probably caught it pretty early on. But you can tell it's just not your typical ad. And then on the right-hand side here, this was one of my favorite ones. How many of you, do me a favor, let me see, who's on the training today? Put a me in the box if you're a mom. If you're a mom and you have children, mom in general. Carol, Michelle, Lori, Diane, Jules. Okay, is that all we got? We got Jules. So we have 2 Jules. We have Jules, and then we have Jewels, like actual Jules. We've got Jan. Awesome. Catherine. Okay, so you guys are our resident moms on the call today. Do me a favor, Vicki. How many of you put a 1 in the box if you heard the story earlier in the year about how people were hacking into baby monitors? So we've got some 1s. A lot of people have heard this story. So what was happening is the new trend in baby monitors are these baby monitors that you can hook up to Wi-Fi, and then no matter where you're at, you can look at it through your phone and you can see your baby. What was happening is some people figured out how to hack into your router and then essentially put themselves in between the camera and your phone. And what they could do is they could actually talk to your baby. Put a 2 in the box if you think that's pretty jarring for most mothers. Like that's something that they either wanted to hear about or should have heard about, and it's creepy, right? It's just downright gross. And so this was an ad. You can see sponsored. Moms Club. Moms, are you using an easily hacked baby monitor? Here's a list of 9 baby monitors that are incredibly easy to hack. Make sure yours isn't on the list. Do me a favor. Put a 1 in the box that if you're a mom and you heard that story, that you'd click this ad. Because you want to know if it's your baby, especially if you have a baby that it's still in your house and you're using a baby monitor actively. I would imagine that almost all of you would want to know what 9 are easily hackable, because if yours is one of them, somebody could be watching your baby, and that's just creepy. So this was another example, 9 baby monitors wide open to hacks that expose users' most private moments. Again, this was a sponsored image and got really good activity. And then here's some ones that I think are going to resonate the most with you guys, and that's everybody on the call. How many of you, do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if you like pugs? Or if this image on the right is at least entertaining enough that you would consider it on Facebook, right? Like that's pretty normal Facebook material there. And again, up at the top, I just want to point out to you, this is a sponsored message. And this is a little bit more obvious of an advertisement because it says, check out this amazing calendar, and it's talking about a calendar. but it still feels more viral than an ad, right? So put a 1 in the box if you agree that this, even though it's a little bit more blatantly an ad because it says they just released a calendar, it just doesn't feel like an ad, right? It doesn't feel like our traditional ad where we go into our mailbox and it's that little card and we're like, ugh, get it out of here. I might actually be interested in clicking on this because it might be something that's just cool to see. And so as you can see down here, 436 reactions, including a lot of love, a lot of likes, and 32 shares. So the ultimate question is, you guys know, if it's an advertisement, if it's one of those credit card things you get in your mail, you're not sharing that with your friends. So this is obviously doing the right thing as far as today's advertising standards because it got a lot of shares. And then next over here, I wanted to show you this one. Do me a favor, 5 in the box if you're familiar with the survival niche or the prepper niche. If you've heard of it, you're familiar with it. So we've got a decent amount of people at least somewhat familiar with it, which is great. So how many of you guys, put a 1 in the box, you feel like if this post says these 100 items will be the first to disappear when SHTF, how do you stack up? Are you prepared? Put a 1 in the box if you feel like somebody in the survival niche or the prepper niche would probably click this because it looks like normal content to them, right? This is normal content to everybody in that niche. And yet, this is actually an ad that I did. You can see down here, this was my promoted material. On a brand new fan page, I reached over 20,000 people organically, and this page has no likes. And this is just content. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how we were able to get 188 shares, and we're actually much higher than that now. 566 positive emotions. And let me just see, put a 2 in the box if you're like, I absolutely need to know how you can promote content making it look like this so that everybody wants to participate in my ad, right? That's the ultimate goal. And so that's what I want to be able to show you guys. And this native is something that you need to get in on now, especially with all the changes that are coming in Facebook, and we'll talk about that later on throughout the call, the new changes that they just announced. So let me actually show you exactly how we do it. So this right here is a funnel that has generated $1.4 million. I know this because it's not my funnel. It's actually a funnel that another big marketer uses, and he just recently released it. And I want to show you guys some cool stuff behind it. But you can see here, $1.4 million, and it's just in January of this year he did it. Put a 5 in the box. Just let me see. 5 in the box if you'd love to know how this funnel works. And if by the end of the day you could be using this exact same funnel without creating anything, that you'd be all jacked up, right? Like that's exactly what we all need in this world is less work to do, but the proper setup for running an actual business. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I guarantee it. So on the left here is a funnel that I actually created 15 months ago. And this funnel is very similar in a lot of ways to this. So one thing that I already just pointed out to you guys was all of those ads, they all led to more or less content. They led to something that sparks an idea in your mind that gets you in a certain mood, right? Put a 1 in the box if you understand that. What I mean is it's not sending you right to a sales letter and saying, buy this. It's getting you in the right mindset to then take action. And that is the future of advertising, and that is how native advertising works. So 14 months ago, I said, look, I want to be able to create this funnel. Now, I hadn't seen this one yet. We created this one before I saw this one. I just wanted to show you guys the similarities because I caught this one about a month ago and thought, man, that's hilarious that it's so similar. And so I said to my team, I said, look, the future of all of these social networks is only those who take advantage of native advertising. You need to be able to make your ad feel normal to everybody because that's the trend. That's where everything is going. And so I said, you know, I drew this out by hand at first, and then we had somebody actually do the cool sort of design on it. But I told my team, look, I want to be able to create content. And here's a big, big piece. This funnel on the right here, Ezra Firestone is the guy who did this, and he's the one who did the $1.4 million using this funnel. He has a similar idea. Social networks, email, and retargeting to what he calls a dipsy doodle pre-sell. What a pre-sell is is essentially just content that gets your mind in the right area for buying. Do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if you understand that. If that makes sense, because it's not I'm here to sell you something, buy this ebook, buy this thing. It's content. It's in this instance, his content was 5 things that this 65-year-old retired model is doing to take care of her skin. So it was a viral in nature type of article. So I had the same thought. I said, I want to be able to promote content, but here's where the rubber meets the road. How many of you put a 5 in the box if generating content, actually writing these articles and making viral stuff seems pretty complicated and not something that you think you're capable of doing right now? Put a 5 in the box. Because, and this is not a joke, 14 months ago, that's what I said. I was like, look, I told my team, I'm like, look, I have no idea how to create content. I know there's tons of content out there, but I don't know how to create it. I don't have the wherewithal of creating websites. I don't know. Like at this point, I still don't even know how to like install WordPress correctly every time. And I run a multiple 7-figure business, so it just goes to show you that you don't have to know how to do a lot of the technical stuff to be able to make good money. But so I drew this out and I said, look, I want to be able to promote content, preferably that I don't have to create, and I want to be able to place a retargeting pixel on the person who goes to that content. And so, again, just last month, I saw, sure enough, that's actually what this guy is doing in his $1.4 million funnel. Everybody who visits this pre-sale page gets retargeted, and then he brings them back to the same content over and over again. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you've heard of retargeting and you're kind of familiar with the idea, or put a 2 in the box if it's pretty foreign to you. Wow, you guys actually, I'm impressed. Most of you have heard of retargeting. Essentially, all retargeting is when somebody visits a website, you place a little cookie in their browser, and then on Facebook or on different advertising platforms, you can actually advertise directly to those people who have already been on your website. So again, it's retargeting people who have already visited your site. So once they visit, you now have an audience of people that you know have visited. And now let me just break it down for you as simply as possible. And yeah, it works on mobile. It works on every browser. Let me break it down as simply as possible. If you showed someone that baby monitor article about how everybody's getting their baby monitor hacked, how many people agree, put a 1 in the box, is if after somebody reads that article, they are more likely to buy a baby monitor that is a secure baby monitor than they were before they read the article, right? You see what I'm doing here? So if I show somebody the article, I'm educating them on their need for a secure baby monitor. Now, once they've left that page, no matter what, I can retarget specifically to that person with secure baby monitors, and I know that they're educated on the topic. Do me a favor, put a 5 in the box if you're like, wow, didn't know retargeting was that cool or powerful, and now it makes more sense. Awesome. So that's I'm surprised that nobody's been down that easily for you before, but that's all it is. And I'll show you guys how I take advantage of it every single day, and it's awesome. So going back to my funnel here, I told my designer, I'm like, look, my team, I was like, look, I want to be able to promote somebody else's content. I don't care whose content it is. I just want to be able to promote content that I don't have to create because I'm a little on the lazy side. And I said, but if I'm going to be promoting somebody else's content, I should be able to make some kind of money off of it, right? So put a 1 in the box if you agree that if you promote somebody else's stuff, you want to at least be able to make something off of it, right? Well, and that's what we did. And so we're going to show you guys today. You guys can see here on this Dipsy Doodle pre-sale, every time somebody tries to leave, he has something called an exit intent content opt-in form that then leads them to a sales page. You'll see my funnel has exit intent opt-in forms that then has an autoresponder message to a sales page. Put a 2 in the box if you agree that our funnels so far are pretty much identical, right? And so everyone here is going to leave with the capability to run the funnel on the left, which is the lazy man's funnel. Do me a favor, put a 10 in the box if you're like, I want to see the lazy man's funnel in action and see how I can manipulate content that's on the internet for my own profit. That's what we're doing. Because, look, this guy on the right's making a ton of money using this funnel, And the only thing that I didn't like about this is that he has to create his own content. And a lot of you guys are like me in that you don't have the ability to create your own content. So now we've got something that's super cool. So watch now as I show you guys live how all of this stuff works. So let me just actually pull up a browser. And I'm going to take you guys into one of my fan pages, which is a Pug fan page. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one before or not, but I wanted to show you guys inside of both my Pug fan page and an ad that I'm running right now. Huge favor. Let me see 100%. Type 100% if you want to see an ad that I'm running right now that has almost 9,000 clicks at less than 2 cents per click. Like live, meaning I'm going to show you right now. Awesome. So everybody is 100% jacked up. So take a look. Here's the ad right here. The votes are in. These are the 10 funniest Pug videos ever. Tag a Pug lover and tell us which one you think is the best. Yes, this is an ad. I've reached 136,000 people. I have 1.1 thousand likes and 438 shares. How many of you, put a 5, because I love seeing the scrolling numbers, how many of you guys would love to have your advertisement shared by 438 people? And do me a favor, put a 6 in the box, which is just one step better, if you would like to be able to actually build a list off of all of this. I'm talking about building a subscriber list that you can send emails to and promote whatever you want. If it's your Shopify store, your affiliate accounts, it doesn't matter. Check it out, guys. We are going to break it all down for you right now. This is all taking advantage of the lazy man's funnel. Okay, so let's first have a look at what it's costing me to run this actual ad. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this here so you guys can see it. And let's take a look inside the actual 10 best Pug videos. You guys can see here. Let me just actually zoom in a bit so you guys can see it. So we've got right here. There we go. 8,971 website clicks for $189, averaging 2 cents per click. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if that's the first time you've live seen into somebody's account where they're getting traffic this cheap and they're actually going to show you the entire thing. Like, I'm not holding anything back. I'm not afraid of your competition. Like, all those excuses, no. This is live. It's going down right now. I'm spending $20 a day getting clicks for 2 cents every single click. And now let's show you what actually happens when I drive that click to that ad. So this is the actual ad, obviously. And let's look at what happens when the ad is clicked. So we go to a viral website that is, just normal viral content. It's called the 10 hilarious Pug videos are guaranteed to make you snort. And so you see here we've got, some Pug videos. So somebody would probably watch a bunch of these, and after about 14 seconds, this pops in. Do me a favor and put a 2 in the box if you think it would be highly, highly valuable if you could control this opt-in form that just popped up. You could send people for 2 cents to any website on the planet and put an opt-in form on top of it at your discretion, promoting something that's in line with whatever they were just seeing. So, right, I was promoting that to a Pug fan base. Obviously, this is my Pug fan page. When they click it, they went to a page that's all about Pugs. And now, look at this. So how many of you guys, huge favor, put a 5 in the box. Let's keep the momentum going. Put a 5 in the box if you're one of those people who have a Shopify store. So I'm about to make your day. Check this out. When you opt into this opt-in form, you hit Show Me the Pugs. Look at where you go. You go to a store about Pugs and Pug shopping. How many of you guys, do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you're like, holy crap, this is amazing. Right? This is what's up. You guys can now, using the lazy man's funnel, you guys can now promote viral content, any viral content on the planet, and at whatever your discretion, show an opt-in form that sends people to your store. And now I want to break down exactly, do me a favor, put a 5 in the box if you want to see me do one of these live in less than 15 minutes. And guys, this works in every single niche. This works everywhere. Watch how easy this is. I want to introduce you guys to what we actually built that creates the lazy man's funnel for everyone. It is called Optin, and I want to show you guys, look at this, my all-time statistics. This is me actually using this thing. Watch how awesome this is. When it refreshes, you'll see my all-time statistics in my account. Let's take a look. 192,000 clicks, 8,124 subscribers, and I told you guys I'm over 12% average conversion now. Huge favor. Let's see it. Put a 1 in the box if you're like, I need these results. These are the results that I've been waiting for because, look, you've probably all heard the saying, the money is in the list, right? Well, I generated a list of 8,000 subscribers using other people's stuff. I never, ever had to build a website to do this. And look, you can actually see inside the system, I can see what campaigns are actually getting leads. You can see here, that pug one, 339 leads from the 10 funniest pug videos. So let's break it down even more. I'm actually going to go in to my campaigns, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how we created this in a matter of no time. So you can see here all my campaigns. I'm actively using this, as you can tell. Let's type in pug, and it brings up all of my pug campaigns. And so let's take a look at this one. This is the one I just showed you. We're going to hit, first we're going to do, okay, let me just do me a favor. I want you guys to pick. Type in stats if you want to see all the raw stats from this campaign first, or type in build if you want to see me how I built it. Oh, build is the by far winner. Well, guys, I will build it for you first and then show you the stats just to prove it. So I'm going to go ahead and open the stats in a new window, and then I'm going to open up the editor in this one and show you exactly how it's done. This, guys, is the most powerful piece. So what I've done is I found a viral website, and I want to show you guys. This is the website that I found. I found a viral website that just has, had a bunch of stuff about pugs on it, and that's what I did. So I took the URL. Do me a favor, and I want you guys to put a 1 in the box if copying, if you know how to hit copy on a browser. I know it sounds like a weird question. You were expecting it to be harder, but do you guys all know how to hit copy? Yeah, everybody? Okay, so copying is step 1. You guys are well on your way to being able to use this. How about, do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if you can paste things. Can you paste stuff? Okay, so now you have every skill you need so far to be able to make this work. So here's what we're doing. I open up the campaign details, and you can see here a 4-step editor. Campaign settings, choose template, customize, and campaign link. So I gave the campaign a name, which is Pug Nation 10 Funniest Pug Videos, just some campaign details, Funny Pug, the link that I just copied, and now I highlighted this pop-up settings tab. And what that does is it allows me to, now is when I'm actually going to build this pop-up. So as you can see, I can actually load it on page load. So as soon as somebody visits the website, they'll see the pop-up. Or I can do it on a timer. So I'm going to set my timer for 10 seconds. So now after they're on the website for 10 seconds, they're going to see my pop-up. Or I could do exit intent, which is what we talked about before, where when somebody mouses off the browser, they actually see the pop-up come in. I don't use exit intent a lot with Facebook just because most people are using Facebook on their phone, so it doesn't quite match up. So there's no exit intent on mobile. Then we have locked. How many of you guys, do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you've ever heard of a squeeze page, right? You've ever heard of a squeeze page. Well, this, in essence, is what a squeeze page would be. You know what the main difference is between a squeeze page and what I showed you before was the execution of when that thing appeared, right? Because you can either send people directly to a squeeze page, which looks like this, or you can pop one of these up over a certain period of time. So our system actually allows you to use this template as a locked template. So essentially what that means is it turns it into a squeeze page. So you can actually send traffic directly to a squeeze page if you want in order to build a list or however you want to do it. Then this pop-up URL, I'll explain it later, but basically it allows you to pop an entirely different URL inside the browser, which all of this, guys, somebody just asked, so I want to clear this up. All of this is not only Facebook compliant, but I've never even had an ad disapproved from Facebook. So it's pretty awesome. So Aaron asks, can you use other people's sites and put your squeeze page on it? That's exactly what I'm doing here. This website isn't my website. This is just a random website. I also do it with BuzzFeed. I do it with a whole bunch of different websites. So now I need to set up my redirect URL, which just means when somebody opts into my little form here, where am I going to send them? Now, some of you guys, you might send them to affiliate offers on ClickBank. You might send them to your store. You might send them to this is how you actually get paid from all this. It depends on where you redirect them. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of different campaigns as well. Just keep an eye out on this. So now I'm going to ask you guys some questions. How many of you put a 5 in the box if you actually let's do this. Put a 0 if you agree that wasting traffic is a waste of money, right? And that if you can reduce the amount of traffic that you waste, do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if you agree that you would make more money by not wasting as much traffic. So here's what we did. We built in a traffic management tool into this system as well, because we don't want you to actually waste any traffic. So first thing that we did, let me just show a 1 in the box if you've ever been to a website on your cell phone and the website didn't look very good. Like you saw a website that just kind of wasn't mobily optimized. Well, so that can happen in real life all the time. You might be promoting something that doesn't work on mobile. So our system actually allows you to click this here, and you can send all of the mobile users to a different URL. Now, you can send them to a different campaign inside Optin. You can send them to a different URL altogether. That's totally up to you. But now, you're not going to waste any mobile traffic. And so let's imagine that 30 to 40% of all the traffic online right now is through mobile. And it might even be higher than that. How many of you agree, put a 5 in the box, that not wasting mobile traffic is a big deal? Well, now, I see everybody's throwing 5s in the box. Now, you never have to waste mobile traffic ever again. Ever again. And so Vicky asks, have you ever had any problems with BuzzFeed for using their website? And the answer is no, because we're loading their website in such a way where they still make all the ad revenue. We're still making them money by sending them free traffic. We are just making money off of this opt-in form. So it's a win-win situation for everybody, which works out really nicely. And actually, one of the top 25 websites on the planet, I told them I was going to be doing this, and they gave me an affiliate account where I could actually make money on the ad revenue as well. So they were pretty happy about it. Now, let me ask you guys, how many of you have ever been on a website, and when you click the exit button on the website, you get a new window that pops up that says, hey, wait, before you go, check out this special offer. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you've ever seen one of those. Well, about 30% of every website visitor will stay if you offer them a discount. Now, in my system, you actually have the ability to add that same pop-up to anything that you promote, whether you own the website or not. Put a 5 in the box if you're like, man, I'm going to get 30% of my more traffic, basically. So now you send somebody to one thing, and then when they try to leave, you can send them to something else. That's 30% more traffic that you don't have to pay for. Again, you don't have to use it, and actually this exit control you can't use with Facebook because they don't like when you open things in new browsers, but we'll be showing you guys how to use that later on. Now, geo-targeting, as most of you guys might know, let's say, for instance, you're getting traffic from Venezuela. Their native language is Spanish, and you're promoting an English article. How many of you guys agree, type a 1 in the box if you agree, that that's probably a waste because they can't even read the article, right? You're sending traffic to something that has no potential value. So we allow you to set geo-targeting structures where you can actually say, I only want people in the United States, in Canada, and United Kingdom to see this article. I want everybody else to go to this URL, which is a URL that allows for that sort of practice. Let's see. Aaron, you can absolutely use it for that, no doubt. So now, let me see some 5s in the box for those of you guys who are like, wow, now I know that I'm never going to waste mobile traffic. I'll be able to get more traffic from my exit traffic control, and I'll be able to send everybody who matters to the right page using geo-targeting. And let's see some 10s for those of you guys who want me to show you behind the scenes of something that made me over $40,000. One setting that made me $40,000. I will log into the account and show you how this one setting made me over 40 grand in the last year. So check this out. I want to first impress upon you the idea of why it works. When you guys, how many of you guys put a 5 in the box if you open emails, right? I love the feedback. That's why I keep asking. So obviously we all open emails. Everybody opens emails, and you probably click on those links inside emails, and sometimes you even click more than once. Well, you are not an anomaly, my friend. You are the average person. The average person clicks on a link 1.5 times, which means if you get 100 clicks, you actually got 150 total clicks, and you got 100 unique clicks. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if that makes sense, that you understand sometimes people will click a link more than once because either it loads too slow the first time, or maybe there's more than one link in an email, so you click both of them. Well, our system allows you to send the second time somebody clicks, you send them to a different campaign inside of our system. And so what I did was every time I send an email to my list, I set up duplicate traffic redirection, and if somebody clicks twice, the first time they see whatever offer I'm going to be promoting, whether it's my plug store or it's something else or an affiliate offer, it doesn't matter. The first time they see the affiliate offer that I'm actually promoting, the second time I send them to a URL, and I'm going to show you guys, let's see the room. I want to see the whole room fill up with 5s while I log into this account and show you guys how much I made off of this one feature. So put 5s in the box if you want to see it. I want the whole, you can sleep on the 5 box. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to log in. Let me see. So you can tell this is a live website. I just refreshed it. And now check this out. I'm going to go the range over to, let's go to January of last year. January 1st of last year till today. I haven't really used this in about 2 months. I've been pretty busy. But check this out. Update selections, and it's loading, as you can see. You can see I've already made some money here, 70, 83, 8. It's pulling it up. I haven't actually pulled this this range of information in a long time, so I'm not surprised that it's going to take a little while to load this. Let's try it again. Let's try going less than a year. Maybe that's the issue. It doesn't want to load that much information. Let's give it a second. Oh, it just kind of tried to refresh. I'm going to give it a second, and I'm going to continue on through this editor to show you guys. And when this stops spinning, we'll come back. But now I'm not going to use any of these right now, just for sake of moving quickly. So as you can see, to start a campaign, you just name it, put the link that you want to be able to send traffic to, give it campaign details, select how you want your pop-up to show up, and where you want people who opt in to go. Do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if that, to you, seems easy enough that even you can do it. It's very, very simple. You choose somebody else's content and promote it. Now check this out. Now we go to next. And now one of the big keys here is how good this pop-up looks. And so what we did was we actually built in 20 high-resolution, very high-powered templates that can do a lot. We have one that you can actually show a YouTube video in. So you can actually pop up a YouTube video inside of another offer. And I'm going to show you guys that one here in just a second. Actually, I'll show it to you guys now because I think it's a fun one to show. This is the survival offer I was telling you guys about, the survival page. And you guys can see here, I had 193 shares on this one post. Let's check out what that post is. So I promoted this one. You guys saw it. And here is the, you guys can see here is the template. I'm actually driving people directly to a template. And this template sells this knife. It's just a YouTube video. I didn't have to create the video. You just upload it. But I made all this other stuff. And then when you opt in, you go to, watch this, you go to an affiliate offer where if somebody buys this, I actually make money. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you agree that sending people to a free plus shipping knife in the survival niche via these viral articles is a good method for the future, right? This is something that you guys, it doesn't take a whole lot to understand. It's not rocket science. It's not some new concept that's totally crazy. It's the lazy man's funnel. So let's just go ahead and go back here. First off, I saw this stop loading. So we've got January 1st to 4/14. You guys can see here, I made $51,051 using that one template, just sending my duplicate clickers to this affiliate offer. Do me a favor, type wow into the box. If you're like, that is enough, I would be happy just with that one feature, because people don't realize just how much people duplicate click and the value of that. Because here's what I discovered. When somebody clicks on your link one time, they see the offer, right? So do me a favor, let's just make sure everybody's up to speed. Put a 1 in the box if you understand. When you click a link, you see a page, and that's one thing. Now, put a 2 in the box if you realize that. Now wait till I tell you the answer here. When you see an offer for something, you make one of 2 decisions. You either buy that product or you leave because you don't want it. Put a 2 in the box if you agree. That's pretty much the case 99% of the time. It is. And so why, in your right mind, would you send somebody who either already bought something back to the same offer because they can't buy it again, or somebody who already decided they don't want it? Put a AHA in the box, AHHA, if you agree that sending that duplicate click to a new offer is the best way to make money off of that second click. Right, everybody's having that aha moment because that's what this is. This allows you to finally take full control out of all of your traffic. And now, just out of curiosity, let's see some ones for those of you guys who feel like you probably have wasted traffic in the past by not being able to control it with this sort of level of efficiency. I'm going to see a lot of ones coming in. Totally. And I did too, and that's why we started creating this. So you guys can see here, we've got a bunch of really cool templates. I'll zoom in here. We've got some that are like time, like, oh, limited time offer. We've got one that looks like a gift tag, an invitation. We've got some cool ones. This is for locking a page. Some full image background ones that are great for e-commerce list building. And then we've got some full page templates, which seems to be the direction that most places are going, is these full page. And then we've got this one here, which is a really cool concept. I won't cover it all the way in depth, but imagine this. I just want you guys to wrap your head around this. Imagine me sending people to a page, that opt-in page that I showed you guys, this right here. Imagine that if instead of an opt-in form, it had a share on Facebook, Twitter, or Google Plus button. Put a 1 in the box if you're like, yeah, that would actually drive more traffic, right? If you understand how that would drive more traffic. Well, now here's the sweetener. Here's the real kick. When they hit share, it then turns into an opt-in form. Put a 2 in the box if you're like, holy moly, you can actually get people to share your opt-in form, and then they opt in. So they send it to all their friends then have to share, and they opt in, and you start a viral waterfall of traffic. It's absolutely, absolutely epic. Super, super cool. So let's go to the next step here, and this is actually our text editor and our image editor. So you can see here, this is our headline. So I could say like, this is the, so you can see here it updates in real time, the headline. But let's just do this. I'm going to go back to the one that I had. The Pug Nation Online Boutique just launched an amazing new under $10 line. Then you just click this little button and you can actually add an underline to it. You can change the text. We have all the different Google fonts you could ever want, so you can actually change the text to be whatever text you want. And now, let me just do one thing. Do me a favor, put a 5 in the box if you realize that mobile traffic is a big deal, and you'd like to know that all the traffic that you're sending from now on is mobilely optimized. Well, check this out, guys. We spent a ton of time doing this in every single mobile browser. Watch what happens when the page shrinks to the size of a mobile browser. It aligns itself, shrinks the button, shrinks the form. How many of you guys, do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you're like, that is amazingly mobile optimized, and now I can know that my mobile opt-in form is going to convert because it looks great. Doesn't matter if it's a template or a tablet, a computer. Doesn't matter. It shapes itself to every single size, which is amazing. And so now you can actually upload your own background. So I can show you guys here. What I did was I go to Canva, and I use their 24 by 1600, and I created a bunch of backgrounds here. You guys can see. So this was the background that I created. I uploaded it. I'm trying to see if I have maybe any other ones that I can just upload for you guys real fast that I think would do well. So let's try this one. I'll show you guys how easy it is to change the background. So now I'm just going to make sure this filter is set up the right way, drop the contrast and the brightness. All right, so now we are going to click right here, and now we're going to download. How many of you guys feel like, put a 2 in the box, if you feel like it's easy enough that even you can upload a picture from Google and put it in Canva and just download it like I'm doing right now? That's all you have to do, and I can get more in depth on it all later on. But so now I go to upload image, I go to my downloads, which there it is, pop it in there, and what do you know? I've got my new background image right there. So let's go ahead and hit next. And here's where the real fun comes in, guys. This is where it is amazing, amazing, amazing. So we've got here a choice of URLs because I want to show you guys something really, really fast. Let me just show you. How many of you feel like the image in this post is a big reason? Do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if you feel like the image is a big reason that these things are getting shared. Right? A lot of it does come down to the image. And then do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if you feel like the headline plays a pretty significant role as well. Because it does. It's huge. The chat box is a little delayed. So, and then this even down here, this little, how do you stack up? Are you prepared? That little content section, put a 3 in the box if you feel like even that plays a little role. It does. And then last but not least, how many of you guys feel like even the domain name plays a significant role in whether or not, put a 4 in the box, if you feel like even the domain name plays a significant role in whether or not somebody will click it. And it totally does, because if this said something like opt into my list or build my list, something cheesy, scammy, it wouldn't work. So look what we did. We actually allow you to choose the domain that you want based on your niche. So we have Parenting Today, The Daily Toddler, Survival Guide News, Sports All Day, TechCrunch News, Online Income News, Today's Buzz. And Today's Buzz is a good one for my plug site, so I just use that. And here's something that I think everybody is going to have a mind-blown moment over. How many of you guys never want to have to mess with HTML autoresponders ever again, where you don't ever want to have to download form code from an email marketing platform, or you just want it to do it for you, right? Put a 5 in the box. If you don't want to ever have to mess with any code ever again, you don't want to have to upload any forms, do all that garbage, like just the crazy nonsense. Well, guys, in our system, in less than 11 seconds, you can upload your autoresponder. Check this out. We are fully compatible with SendLane, GVO, GetResponse, Aweber, GoToWebinar, Miropost, and MailChimp. And watch this. You just hit Add New. You select what autoresponder you're adding. So if you wanted to do Aweber, you would then click this Get Authorization button, and it would show you all the stuff that we need. And you would just name it Aweber, and then you're done. Put a 10 in the box if that seems like it's even easy enough for you. I don't care if you've never used an autoresponder before. You can now start list building, and you don't have to build any forms. If you have forms that you want to use, we also take HTML. We take HTML as well, so definitely moving on that one. And we're adding more all the time, so it's going to be pretty fun. All right, so now I'm going to select my autoresponder, and this is how easy it is to implement, guys. I want all the people who opt in here to go to my SendLane account into my Pug Nation list. That's it. That's done. Put a 5 in the box if you're like, I want to do this. This is how I want to build a list. And you guys see, it's so easy to build a list now because you don't even have to build anything. And then you have your URL here. This is what you're actually going to share. And then remember that retargeting thing? Put a 1 in the box if you remember the retargeting thing I covered earlier. Yeah, it's a big deal. Retargeting is a big deal. So in your ads manager, you go to Tools, Pixels. Everybody has this. Actions, and then View Pixel Code. And you just highlight this entire code, and you can actually add it into our system. And now everybody who clicks, listen to this, guys, everyone who clicks your link is going to be added to an audience here in Facebook. Look at this. I want you guys to look at my URLs. It's going to load it here. Look at this. Today's buzz, 10 funniest pug videos. Look at this. 4,000 people have been added to a list that I know have clicked on my link. Now, how many of you, do me a favor, put a 2 in the box if you fully understand how awesome that is, and put a 5 in the box if you want me to actually tell you just how awesome it really is. Because imagine this, guys. I want you guys to really focus in on this aha moment that you're about to have. When I know somebody, I send somebody to this article. I show them this article, and I pay to show them this article. It's super cheap because it's the content that they want to see, and that's how Facebook wants you to post content. But now, once they've actually clicked, how many of you realize that they are going to be way easier to get them to click something else down the line, because now I've already filtered out all of the non-clickers. Look at the ad, guys. I'll show you guys this ad that I'm running. This is what's important. I already know these 8,900 people are willing to click. Actually, since we've been here, 8,995 clicks. I had to show my ad to 83,000 people, right? I had to show it to 83,000 to be able to get 9,000 to click. Well, now I can show an ad directly to these 9,000 people, even though I'm not promoting my own website. Put a 5 in the box if now that makes more sense, and you're like, yeah, that is more powerful, because now I know that they've seen the 10 funniest pug videos, right? So now I can send them other pug stuff because I know that they're interested in pugs because they've already clicked on that article. It makes them way more targeted than anybody else. And here's the last piece that makes it super, super important. When Facebook knows that you've pixeled somebody using their code, in order to show the next ad to them, it's cheaper because it's what's called an inherited audience, which is a really, really big deal. And then lastly here, we all agree that the image is a big deal, the description is a big deal, and the vanity title is a big deal. Our system actually allows you to create your own based on what you think is going to get more clicks, more action, or by default, it will pull in all of this information from the website that you're promoting. So when you go to promote, it looks exactly like this right away. Let me just show you guys. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go to Facebook. This is exactly what my system does. Watch this. When you post it, it pulls all the information in. Put a 10 in the box if you see how this is now the lazy man's funnel, right? We use somebody else's content, popped our opt-in form on top of it, generate a list promoting whatever we want, and then we don't have to do anything after that. We have a list. We then promote it. It's super, super easy to promote these, and I'm going to be able to show you guys that in a little bit. So we use this exact same technique, guys, the exact same technique. And I'm going to show you guys. This is my friend's store. You guys can see this is a live look in at my friend's store. She sells padded sports bras for women in the weightlifting niche. It's a very specific niche. And what I did was I told her to do the exact same thing. I said, go to Reddit and look for a CrossFit subreddit. This is information you guys can take with you forever, no matter what, so pay attention. So I go to Reddit, I hit search, and I type in CrossFit. And now I know this is a forum full of people sharing viral content in the CrossFit niche. Put a 1 in the box if you see where I'm going with this, right? Now all you have to do is use Optin to put an opt-in form on that viral content, post one new viral link every single day, and you get new leads onto your list. Put a 5 in the box if you think that even that is easy enough that you can do it. And look, these get eyeballs every single day. This has 143 people on this page right now looking for viral stuff to look at, and we can actually give them viral stuff to look at and build a relevant list on top of it. It's huge. Well, she did that. She took it to heart. She posted one new viral link every single week, both on Facebook groups, and she did it on Reddit. Did it every single week, and guys, let's take a look at where her store is at. Even just in the last 90 days, she's at 4.2 thousand in sales. And let's go ahead and let's take a look back to, let's go October 1st, which I think is around the time I started working with her. And you guys can see $11,000 in sales. And look, this cannot be faked, guys. Let me just show you guys how you can prove where it's from. Look, social refers. 54% are from Reddit. 41% are from Facebook. 4% are from Instagram. Like, Put a 1 in the box if you're like, holy crap, this is amazing. This is fact, proof. I'm in the account, not just showing you screenshots. I'm in the account showing you guys an e-commerce store that uses my method to do $11,000 in sales. And so that, at its most basic, is exactly what this does. So while you're posting viral content, you're going to be building a list. Now I want to show you guys inside of some of my affiliate accounts where I can actually show you exactly how much I'm making off of my lists all the time, literally week to week. This is probably one of my bigger affiliate accounts. It's not my biggest, but it's definitely one of them, where I get paid every single week, even going back to 2014, you can see. And check this out. So I've had weeks of 16,000, 37, 18,000, 15, 20, 13, 21. No empty weeks really for a long, long time. I was making money almost every single week. And you guys can see here, between the 12th of March and the 19th of March, I made $59,454. Guys, I did this mailing offers to my list. I want you to really put something in perspective. Put a 5 in the box if you realize that having an email list is the key to your future success. You might not have realized it before today, but now you need to realize. If you can literally log into an autoresponder and send an email at whim to people that you know are interested because they clicked your ad, they went to the website, they saw your exit intent offer for your opt-in form, they then opt in. Now, every time you send them an email, they want your stuff. And so when you have a list that's that targeted, this is what ends up happening. You get lists or weeks like this: 10,000, 4, 5, 24, 16, 23, 10, 15, 26, 5, 6, 6. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. And even right now, they just switched to a new payment platform. So you can see here, I have a balance of $6,225, and they owe me $1,000. And I haven't sent one click to this in over 5 months. They still owe me money. While I was doing all of that, look at this. Another place where I send email. Let's take a look at the last, I don't know, we'll go last year probably. We'll go since January 1st. And take a look at this, because this is another stat that I want to impress upon you guys. When you have an email marketing list, this is what can happen. You guys can see here I sent 209,000 clicks to this program and made $85,000 in affiliate commissions. Do me a huge favor. Type a wow into the box if this is the first time anybody's logged into earnings systems to show you guys what's actually happening. And look, I'm not holding anything back. I'm telling you flat out. Right now, what you need, I don't care what niche you're in or what you're doing, what you need is to start developing an email list so that every single day you can send emails to your list. So let me just show you guys exactly what I'm doing today, even with one of my lists. You guys can see I sent to my Plug Nation list a little bit earlier. I have 15% opens and 30 clicks, and let's take a look at what I'm sending them. This is literally the most basic thing I could ever send them. I sent them a link to buy a shirt. That's it. Nothing special in here. How many of you guys put a 1 in the box if you feel like even you could drag and drop an image and send an email, right? Like, that's all we really have to do. So this is exactly what we do every single day when you start generating an email list. And you guys can see my lists right here, all contacts, 43,000. This I have 12,000. I have another autoresponder with 580,000 subscribers. That is the key, the future. That is exactly what you guys need to be focusing on, because getting traffic is easy and cheap when you use Facebook to promote things that they want you to promote. Like, the reason I'm getting such cheap clicks on this offer is because it's the stuff that people want to see. Now, let me just show you guys real fast. This is the stats from the last 7 days on this Pug campaign that I was just showing you guys, the stats I told you I would show you earlier. Pug Nation, 10 funniest Pug videos, 102 opt-ins in just the last 7 days. And let's take a look. Down here is my daily conversions. And today, I've had 6 new opt-ins since we've been on this call. So I just turned the ad on when we got on the call. 6 new opt-ins just today off of about $2.50. it's just absolutely amazing. You guys can see here the all-time statistics on this particular campaign are, let's see, over 11,000 unique clicks and almost 400 conversions. Now, I've had 400 leads opt into my list, and I've only spent $191. It's pretty common sense for us to realize I'm getting leads for 50 cents per opt-in, and I'm sending them directly to an affiliate offer. It's amazing. Put a 5 in the box if you're like, that is phenomenal. I want leads at 50 cents a lead. You can just generate leads all day long and start mailing that list, and you finally get the list that you've always known. Yeah.
Sure, sorry to butt in. I had to, just dive in here for a second. So 50 cents a lead, tell me, what is the value of that lead for you, that quality lead per month, so that people can understand what the value of a 50-cent lead is?
Yeah, so essentially everybody across the globe knows the average value of any lead is about $1 every single month. So if you have 1,000 leads, you should be able to make $1,000 every single month off of that lead. That is the go-to number. I make, personally, I'm more on the high end of that, but again, I don't want to stretch and make people think that it's like, I'm more around $2.50 to $3 a lead for every subscriber that I have. And so it's all a numbers game, right? You just want to be able to get the numbers rolling. Get 1,000 leads for $1,000, get 5,000 leads for $5,000, and it just starts to roll that way. And one thing I found in e-commerce, especially, the leads are worth a little bit more because they're way more specific.
Okay, so let's just make this clear to everyone. Who here would spend 50 cents if they knew that that month they'd get $1 back? Give me a big me in the chat box if you understand that is a slot machine that is working in your favor, right? This is the type of business we want to build. When we've got something that is working, the only question is, Travis, basically, is how much you're going to reinvest in your business the next month so that you can grow it exponentially, right? And that's the key to this. And it's really just a matter of, okay, guys, what sort of list do you want to build? What sort of business do you want to build? And that's just purely a function of you make money, you then reinvest in your business, and you can explode this thing over a period of a couple of months. I love this.
Yeah, and so I think one of the big keys, and I saw a video the other day of a kid saying, would you give me $1,000 if I was gonna, in 30 days was gonna give you 5,000 back? And so legally, you're not allowed to say that in the United States because it sounds like you're making a promise. But think about it this way: it's that same idea, right? Where if you were gonna hand me $500, knowing that at the end of the month that $500 was gonna turn into $1,000. Would you hand me $500 every single month? And the answer, everybody unequivocally says yes, 100% of the time, because that's what we're talking about, is this ability to, I want to point this out real fast. The funnel that I showed you guys is an exact science. It's something that works because it is a structured funnel. We do a specific thing every single time, and because you guys now know how the funnel works, you can use that funnel however you want. It's just you continuously use it to continuously churn through profits. So let me just ask real fast. We talked earlier in the call. Those of you guys who put an A in the box because you thought generating traffic was tough, do me a favor and put an A in the box if you realize that now not only is generating traffic very, very easy because you don't even have to create your own content, but that on top of it all, it's also going to be able to be easy to build a list. You already have my funnel design, and the recurring business is the month in, month out ability to mail your list. Look, here's one of the really, really big keys to this, guys. That Shopify store that I showed you guys was mostly, at this point, their revenue comes from their email marketing because they send an email once a week offering discounts, offering a bunch of stuff. So there's just so many ways you can make money with an list. Now, all of the problems that were previously stopping you, which were generating traffic is tough. Well, it's not when you're promoting content that people want to see, right? And you're just popping an opt-in form on top of it, making your money. Or B, you've got no list. Well, you're popping an opt-in form on every single one of those clicks, so you can build a pretty hefty list. I showed you guys just there in the last 14 days how I generated 500 leads in a pug campaign. Now, look, put a 5 in the box if you realize that the pug niche is really hard to monetize, right? Like, it's not an easy thing to monetize. You can sell shirts and you can sell some other little knickknacks, but you guys are definitely in niches. I don't care what niche you're in. You guys are in other niches that you can make a lot more money in. I chose a hard niche. You guys can make a ton of money and build bigger lists in so many different niches. And look, you guys can take the funnel design. The Lazy Man's funnel is all yours. You've got a list now, and the recurring business is being able to turn that $500 into $1,000 every single month. And now we've got the no reliable marketing tools to help you grow your business. Well, you've got the only one. Optin is the only tool that you're actually going to need to be able to do it. And so this funnel, this Optin funnel here, where it allows you to retarget people, it allows you to pop opt-in forms, redirect to sales pages, control your entire traffic funnel, all of it is responsible in the last 30 days for over $100,000 in affiliate earnings and Shopify earnings. And I wanted to show you guys what we did here. And so look what happened when I gave this system to a couple of Shopify store owners. One of them was just getting started. Another 2 or 3 of them were already progressing pretty well. But I said, look, just continue to do what you're already doing. Just use an Optin link and put an opt-in form on your own store, right? Put a 1 in the box if you have a store and you're like, wait a second, all the traffic I've been sending to my own store, now I can pop an opt-in form on my own store. I bet most of you guys didn't even think about that, but if you're already promoting a Shopify page or you're already promoting something, why not put an opt-in form on it and start generating a list? And you can do it, and it doesn't cost anything to put the opt-in form on the individual page. You don't have to worry about downloading the super expensive and hard-to-use Shopify apps that do all that stuff. Optin does it all individually. And so look what happened when I actually gave it to some Shopify owners. I asked them, I said, look, guys, do me an honest favor. Shoot me a 90-day test run and let me know how it goes. And you can see here that, look, it's $76,700 in the last 90 days in this one Shopify store. 76,000. That was one. We've got another here. 99,000 in 90 days. And it did 90,000 of it in the last 30 days with days over $4,000. I mean, this is insanity. Drove a ton of traffic, obviously. Super, super high targeted. And we keep going. 131,000. Now, granted, the last 2 guys, I will tell you, the last 2 guys were pretty decent. They were pretty decent with Shopify. But look, everybody always asks, and I think this is so funny. Aaron asks, what was the ad spend? And I don't mean this in a bad way, but look, let me ask you this. If you were driving traffic to something, and let's say you were spending $1 for every $1 you were making back, why would you continue to spend $132,000 if you weren't making any money out of it? Like, what's the benefit to you if you're just sending sales to your store where you're not making any money? So regardless, even if his ad spend was 50 cents for every $1 he was making, he would have made $45,000 in 30 days. That's pretty good. And they all said what really skyrocketed their results was being able to build a list while they were promoting their products and then taking that list and sending emails back to their store. That was the real secret for most of these guys. And so the ultimate secret to all of this is being able to manipulate viral traffic and to be able to control every aspect of that traffic. You're no longer waiting. You're no longer wasting. Optin is what allows you to grab traffic from other people. You guys can see here this video of the total traffic control suite that I showed you guys before, where you can actually completely customize every aspect of the link. Now what we do is we spend $5 a day, $10 a day to build a campaign up, right? Then when we're making $10 off that $5 campaign, what do? We scale it up. We spend 10, and now we're making 20. We spend 20, and now we're making 40. And it goes up and up. And we actually had one guy, and I'm going to show you guys soon, who spent $30 and made over $650 on $30 ad spend. And so that was obviously sort of the true potential of what this can do. Then you rinse and repeat using new viral content. Here's one thing that a lot of people always bring up about content is you don't want to have to create content because you have to continuously create new content. And the beautiful thing is, with our system, you can leverage other people's content. So there's new viral posts coming out every single day, so you never run out of things that you can do to leverage, which is amazing because you will actually build a list from this. And Optin is the tool that brings every single little aspect of this together. And you can see here on the left, some of these templates, the top 3 rows, these are templates that we're getting ready to add. So we have some really cool t-shirt templates as well. These last 3 rows are the templates that we already have in the system. Up here on the right is an 11-second video that shows you from start to finish how long it takes to add an autoresponder to our system. So you don't have to worry anymore about building a list. We actually help you manage that entirely on autopilot. And then we've got some really cool templates that I'm pretty proud of. How many of you guys, do me a favor, put a 1 in the box. How many of you guys are familiar with the company Lead Pages? They help you build squeeze pages. Well, their company just raised a little over $50 million in capital funding. The designer who designs all of their templates is the same designer who designs ours. Put a 5 in the box if you feel like that designer probably is pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. Each one of these templates costs a lot of money because the way that they're set up, the fonts that they use, everything. So here's a look in on what these campaigns actually look like. This is a full-page template. You can obviously change the background. The pug example that I showed you guys, the background would be a pug picture in this one. You can see that's another one, and we've got this one. And so we've got this one, which I think is pretty cool because you don't actually, if you don't want to collect an email address, which sometimes you just don't want to, you can actually use this as a bridge page to Amazon, a whole bunch of different stuff. So it's pretty cool. And then, so I gave this to a couple of marketers, like I mentioned before, that were good at Shopify, and I said, hey, look, use this in Shopify and just let me know how it goes. And Ricky Mateka, who I've worked with for a long time, he runs a several 5-figure-a-month Shopify store business, and he loved it. So this is the definition of a game changer. I'm hooked. Actually, some of the earning shots I showed you from before were actually from his stores, which was pretty cool. But I think what makes the most sense, and I think most of you guys will agree with me, do me a favor, put a 1 in the box if what you think is most important is how effectively a newbie can use this system to make money. Right? That's what's probably the most important. Somebody who doesn't already know marketing and strategy and all that. Well, look at this. I gave everybody the same opening window of opportunity that you guys have here as far as explanation and everything. And look at this. This is Anderson Andwoso Obonyo. He's from Kenya. He lives in Kenya. He's still there. He posted this in our group chat, our members only group. Look at this. He drove 3,837 website clicks for a penny a click, got 127 email subscribers, and he made $690 off of $27 in ad spend. I was actually wrong on this. This is an updated screenshot. And so he made over $670 in profit in 3 days. And how about this? Put a 5 in the box if you want to know exactly what he was selling, because this was on Shopify. Put a 5 in the box if you want to know what he was selling, and I guarantee you it's a harder niche than what you're promoting. I will tell you. First off, I want to tell you, he says, I am just a newbie trying to find a way to survive. If you guys want proof that newbies can use this to make money, proves it. This guy started a store in 3 days, started a store in the Kenyan women plus-size clothing niche, and was able to drive $27 worth of traffic that turned into almost 4,000 clicks, 127 subscribers, and $690. How many of you guys agree that if he can make money selling plus-size clothing to Kenyan women, you could probably make money selling whatever it is that you're already trying to sell or thinking about selling? You could probably make equally as much in your niche, right? I mean, it's huge. But it doesn't only work in Shopify. We have, every single day almost, we have in the Wealthery group somebody mentioning how their results are skyrocketing using our system. And you can see over here, this guy who's 76 years old, he had never done anything in internet marketing before. He drove 1,121 clicks, 30 conversions, which means 30 opt-ins, and he made $66 from $30 in ad spend. So remember how I told you guys that you could spend 50 cents and make $1? Here's an example of a almost worst case scenario where he made more than that off of not even knowing what he was doing. And look at the bottom here. Give it a go. If I can stumble across a sale, I'm sure anyone can. In just 24 hours, he made $35 in raw profit and grew a list of 30 people that he can continuously market to back to those same promotions. Absolutely amazing. Another guy who uses it for his Warrior Forum stuff says, I can't believe everything that this does. My business has never been so easy. It literally doesn't matter the niche. It does not matter the niche. And you guys can see here, obviously, my results, I say they don't speak, they scream, because they're loud results. I mean, these aren't like little cookie-cutter results. And the funny thing is, guys, I logged into every single one of these systems and showed you guys all of this. And I think most of the time, you guys probably have good BS meters. And, it's important to me that you guys understand that, like, everything I'm showing you guys is real. I logged into every single account. I showed you the way that we did it. And the reason that it works is, so Optin was created out of a need I had in my business to stop wasting traffic. At the time, I already had an email marketing list, and I'm like, man, I keep promoting these offers, and they don't look good on mobile, or it's hard for me to generate a list off of other people's content. I see all these people sharing links on Facebook. Like, do me a favor, put a 1 in the box. Have you ever seen anybody ever share a link on Facebook? Almost every single one of you guys have probably seen it, and every single time, the person who's sharing it gets no value out of it in return. And I always thought that was a little weird, right? Like, why are we promoting these other people's websites where they make ad revenue and we get nothing off of it? And so it was in this sort of collision of both of these things happening at the same time where really I was frustrated with not being able to generate revenue off of other people's stuff. And then also, on the other side, I wanted to be able to make sure that I was controlling my traffic the right way, that we actually created Optin, and originally it was totally set for me. But so I showed this to a couple of top friends, top marketers, and about 5 of them had the wherewithal in their head, and they said, look, man, I know I've got a highly, highly active group of people who are really looking to be able to make it. What can you do to put this in their hands? Because I'm recruiting people so that I can launch this entire software in August. We're going to be launching it for some seriously high value packages. But I want to explain why today you're going to be able to get in not only before everybody else, but like 1/10 of what they're actually going to be getting in at. It's absolutely crazy. It's a limited offer for you guys today. So check it out. I'm going to give you guys full access to unlimited use of Optin, which means you guys actually can send as much traffic as you want through this. You can create as many campaigns as you want. There is no limit to what you can actually do in our system. And so right out the gate, if you use any other click trackers or anything to track your business, you already pay up to $97 to $197 a month just to be able to use that system, and it limit how much traffic you can send. We are going to completely remove the restrictor plate of what you can send. It's totally unlimited for life. Not many people are going to be able to get access to that. We're also going to give full access to our training modules, which is over 25 hours of real training where we cover Facebook traffic, where we cover how I generate traffic with Reddit, where we cover how to generate traffic from solo ads, where we cover actual campaigns that I'm building, and I show you them as case studies. Let me put a 5 in the box if you know it's worth its weight in gold, if you can actually see behind the scenes of somebody else's successful business, and like what they're actually doing. They film videos of them setting up campaigns, and they share it with you. Well, that's what I do in our private members-only group, and also in the members area, part of this 25 hours of training. Along with that is a 3.5-hour-long webinar I did that totally covers e-commerce, how to create ads, how to do a bunch of stuff. Then you're also going to get all the templates that I had in the system today. You're going to be able to get access to the social sharing one where somebody has to share to then opt in, the YouTube video one, everything. Also, look-in videos on my live campaigns. That's what I was just discussing. Every time I set up a campaign for myself, I'm also going to film that and give it to you guys that in and of itself worth its weight in gold. And so with this software and all the training, we are solving every traffic, lead, and sale problem ever, because you can generate traffic using viral content, you can generate leads on that content, and those leads then turn into sales because you're promoting congruent information. And so I'm going to be giving you guys the real red carpet treatment today. I'm pretty excited about it. Normally, a basic account for 10,000 clicks, this is what I meant when I said you guys are getting unlimited. My normal account in August is going to be $297 a month for basic use for 10,000 clicks a month, and they don't get access to all the templates. Or we're going to sell an agency license for $4,997 lifetime. Look at this, guys. I have already had 5 people come to me and offer me more than that for agency access. And, of course, I sold it to them. I sold them an agency license for more. But people are literally going crazy over this because of the way that it can build and grow your business. And so today you're going to get everything. The live training videos, the done-for-you campaigns, the weekly webinar access, 20-plus templates, all of our future updates. So when we add features to it, you guys are going to get it. Unlimited campaigns and traffic. You're going to get that retargeting capability in the step 4 that I showed you guys, where you can add your Facebook retargeting pixel. And you're going to be able to add unlimited autoresponders. So if you want to use GoToWebinar, you want to use SendLane, you want to use Aweber, upload as many of them as you want. All of these are going to be additional features in the future on top of that $297 a month, so you guys can see the value is absolutely insane. And seriously, guys, today you are going to get everything I just mentioned for $997 one time, or just $397 for 3 months. If for those of you guys who want to be able to maybe extend it over a period of time, right now go to getinteroptin.com/success. I'm sure that somebody, one of the guys watching right now, will type it into the box for you guys. This is only going to be available for this short window of time, and I'm going to explain exactly why. I am going to be selling this for packages of over $5,000. That agency license I mentioned before, I'm looking to be able to sell that in August for over $5,000. You guys are getting the agency package for $997 today. So you guys can see it's less than 1/5 of the price. But here's what I want in return. The reason I'm giving you guys this massive discount is because I want to hear your success story before we launch that program, because your success story is going to help me launch that program. So it's a give or take. So the lifetime deal, as you can see, little typo, it's actually limited to 40 people. It's limited to 40 people. The $997 lifetime unlimited package is limited to 40 people, and I can actually check on my phone here in a minute how many people are getting access. But Peter asks, does it work in MLM? I actually have an example of how I'm using it in MLM. And how many of you guys, do me a favor, type a 2 into the box if you want to see how I've generated over $100,000 in one particular MLM. I'll actually log into that affiliate account using this exact same technique. I'll show you guys, because the technique works in every niche. It doesn't matter the niche. E-commerce, MLM, internet marketing, does not matter. And so let's see, I saw a question from Vicky. Vicky, could you send it through again? We've got a lot of comments coming through, so I might have missed it. And so, again, we're limiting it to 40 because I've already got a ton of testimonials coming through. Like, to be completely honest, I've already got a ton of testimonials that have been coming through. And so we just don't need that many, and we know that we're going to be able to sell this for $5,000 packages because of the value. And so we're limiting it pretty much for that reason right there. And it helps me be able to pay more attention to you guys when you're actually in the system, because I'm way more hands-on than I think most people.
Travis,
yeah.
Just one quick question. Guys, as soon as you join, just write in the chat box, I am in. Travis wanted to restrict this to even less people. I said we're going to have a lot of people on here today. Please just open up a few more spots. He agreed to 40, but we kept to the 40. So most we could get out of Travis at this crazy deal. So guys, as soon as you have joined, I can see people saying they're joining. I need you to write I'm in the chat box. Very, very important. And Travis, just let us know what the numbers are as you start bringing in the data, okay?
Yeah, totally. I'm actually I'm going to be trying to log into the system as we speak so that I can actually pull that information up. But you guys can see that we are going to be offering another package in the future for $2,000 a year. So just by being able to get in here, Marion says he's locked in his spot.